Hi, I'm back with yet another episode of Arts and Mental Health. I had hoped to record these episodes more frequently, but what with work, submitting grants, auditions, trying to get funding for work, and life in general, there has not been enough time. But I'm back. And I'm going to read a couple of more poems from my book, The Moon at My Window. And before doing that, as always, I will share something about mental health. So in the last couple of weeks, actually more, about 3-4 weeks, I've had a few episodes of anxiety attack triggered by actions of other people, and this was my reaction to what happened in my environment. So we did talk a little bit about triggers, but I want to dig a little deeper and say it is good to understand our own responses, our own reactions, and to deal with the root of our triggers. And in my experience, at least, it has been more helpful than trying to understand other people's behaviors or change them. It's not possible. So yes, that's where I have been dwelling. That's the place where I have been at for the past few weeks. It's a combination of doing things to help me get out of the anxiety and trying to get to the root of these triggers and deal with that. What is one thing I did? I traveled. I took an impulsive trip to BC. That was beautiful. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you would have seen some lovely stories, and there are a few posts. Speaking of travel, I want to give a shout out to my friend's travel YouTube channel. His name is Joe Maritugunal, and that's also the name of his channel, and I will link it in the description. So subscribe, give him a like, and enjoy his videos, his travel videos. What is another thing that I did? I talked to a friend. So there was this one particular night where I just couldn't sleep. Thoughts again spiraled, and there was a full-blown anxiety attack that was brought on by the environment. So during the night, I started a chat with a friend in another time zone who thankfully, for whom thankfully it was day at that point of time. So that helps sometimes, and the way that conversation ran, because of the questions I was asked, she herself also deals with mental health, and so she asked some very appropriate questions. And just in answering those questions, I was able to get some more clarity. It was like a sounding board, a sounding board that helped me obtain clarity and help my anxious thoughts to subside. So yes, finding the root of your triggers, taking some action to relieve yourself of the urgency of that anxiety attack, and then continuing to either have a conversation with a therapist or friends, or even just journaling to get further ahead in your journey towards the cause of these triggers and towards healing. I hope that helps. And now to a poem. Adam, this is a very short one. Adam, where art thou? This world is rife with evil. Says man, would a good God allow this? A refrain rises, God, where art thou? Children decry a world in peril. Says God, would a good man allow this? The garden echoes, Adam, where art thou? And this is something that I wrote during the pandemic. Well, pretty much all of this content is something I wrote during the pandemic, but this, I was staying over at a friend's place. I had to go there, move there for a week or so, because again, it was one of those times where anxiety just was really bad at that time. So I moved into my friend's condo for a week, and this poem was arose out of what I saw one morning while I stood at the window drinking a cup of tea. A face in a it's called Faces of a Condo. A face in a distant window mouths a silent prayer, pouring into this world so shallow, a teary stream of care. The silver stubble speaks of years gone by, offered to the demands of responsibility. Your successful self is but a lie, the truth sacrificed to lifelong servility. Unfettered giggles, unblemished joy radiate from a chubby face. Soak in daddy's love, little boy, as you sit snug in his embrace. Each window whispers softly, tales of lives busily ticking away, while life itself is oddly locked outside and kept at bay. All right, here ends today's episode. Wishing you all good mental health.